who's like got specialer kind of powers or what. Like it's so. I wrote them all down. I wonder what I ever did with that list, but when it came out, I wrote them all down. Like just as I remembered them. I didn't even go to watch the movie again because I was so mad about it. And then like I started, talking to other people online, and then there was other stuff that I missed, or there was stuff on my list that they had missed. And it was like, oh my God, like it's insane how close the two films are. And like I said, some people liked that about it. And some people were like, but it felt like Star Wars, and it does feel like Star Wars. And if that was the thing that you wanted the most out of that film, then it was a resounding success. Like my co-host Justin, that's him. Like he wanted it to feel like a Star Wars movie, and you can't deny that it absolutely does.
Yeah, absolutely.
My favorite part of Force Awakens is the first line, just because of all the hate that the prequels got.
Oh yeah.
I just like how the first line it's something along the lines of, this will make up for the mistakes of the past, or something like that. Like, we're like, we're going to acknowledge the fact we just move on.
This is how I think now we start to set things right, or now we begin to set things right, or something like that.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we understand what happened. We've got the wheels back. Disney will take care of this.
Yeah.
Never thought you'd hear that sentence, would you?
I don't know. Yeah. See, I'm not a big fan of Disney running the ship at the moment. I know they've done very well for the last two films, but I feel like it's a bit of a cop-out that Lucas has left.
Although I have a feeling, though, like, if you hadn't seen the Disney logo at the beginning of it and everything else of that, it's not your traditional Disney film.
No, it's definitely not your traditional Disney film, that's for sure.
And I don't mean, obviously, because it's not animated or anything else. So it's just a case
Disney didn't just do animated films. They did things like Davy Crockett and stuff where it's all...
Yeah, but when you say Disney, the first things you think of are the animated, the
Absolutely.
the CGI, all that
for a long time, that was all he did. Yeah.
But I did also like to, because I was The Force Awakens. One thing I don't understand about Star Wars people is that if you want to have a meeting with someone, the last place you want to do it is on a balcony next to a huge pit. Because so far there's been like 4 or 5 people. It's like in a movie every time, like, oh, where do you want to meet? Let's meet near the pit. How about no? Let's go to Starbucks. I want to go to the pit. Let's meet at the pit. No, I'm not meeting you at the pit. Fuck off.
It's like 300. Why would you stand at the edge of the pit?
Yeah, exactly. It's like 300. You're like, dude, there's a pit behind you. Kick done. But I just don't understand that. But even that scene as well, like as we said before, I'm not the hugest Star Wars fan. I appreciate them. It's all cool. I appreciate people that like it. That's fine.
And he takes me to them.
Yeah, I take you to them. But as soon
that's
as
all you can ask for.
As soon as that scene started, in my head I went, I can see what's going to happen. Like about halfway between that scene and the start of the movie, I was like, you can see what's going to happen.
Well, you can, of course you can.
And then everyone in the audience was like, oh no! It's like, dude, he's been trying to get killed out of the series for like 20 years now.
Hey, it didn't stop me from bursting into tears.
Yeah, but it was one of those obvious...
Yeah, he wanted to die back in Empire. Yeah. He wanted his character to die in Empire. He wanted his character to die in Jedi.
Yeah,
and early on, like very, very early, like before, when they were still doing the Tim Story script based on the treatments that Lucas wrote. I mean, they got the original cast to come back and they had signed him, but the rumor was at the time that Ford only agreed to come back if they would kill off his character. And I mean, I don't doubt that was part of it altogether. I mean, he had a great time in the film. You could tell he was having a blast doing it. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like he really, really wanted that character to be like over and done with. Mm. And I mean, it was a fitting end for him. And I think, how do you create a villain who is stepping into the shoes of Darth Vader and who, has to turn the entire audience against him, like with one fell swoop, and I mean, you kill one of the most beloved cinematic characters of all time, and I think that just about does it.
Yeah, that is so true.
I was reading a lot of things on that, though. The fact that he, like, in the story anyway, of it, that Kylo Ren wasn't going to, and it's actually Han that presses the button and he basically kills himself. And that's why Kylo's like, thank you. He's like, thank you so very much, I couldn't do that. And Han's like, sweet as, no worries, I want to die, and takes the plunge. But that's one of the stupidest things I've ever heard.
Yeah, that's silly.
Yeah, it's like, no, he does it to, as you said, to go from, okay, I'm not going to be the biggest bad guy here in the world, to, oh fuck, guess what I just did? Killed my dad. What's up?
I kind of feel like it's an anticlimax given the fact that completely bless her on this one, but what's her name just passed away?
Carrie Fisher?
Yeah, thank you.
Fisher.
Sorry, my brain is just... Because now they've got rid of two main characters. One because he wanted to leave and one because she didn't have a choice. Yeah. And I kind of feel like that was almost... you should have... I don't know, almost given another movie.
Yeah, but then again, in that one, obviously, we didn't know that Carrie Fisher was going to have
of course not. Of course not. But I feel like...
Rest in peace.
I don't know, maybe... I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do the next film.
It's going to be interesting, considering as well they're talking the fact that in the 9th one, so the 8th one's being released this Christmas, the 9th one, she's not in it.
Well, they can't put her in it, can they?
But they...
Oh, well, no, they can, though. That guy from the recent one, the guy from Force Awakens has been dead for, 30 years?
Rogue One.
Yeah. Rogue One.
Please, God, don't let... Well, they came out and said that they're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Again, but, I mean, yeah, I was one of the people that... And I loved Rogue One. I thought Rogue One was fantastic. For the most part, I thought, well, the first 2/3 of it is pretty... It's pretty brisk.
I'm
the story kind of...
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing because in the room here right now, it's a 50-50 split. One of us really likes it, and the other one really disliked it. And I can tell you for free, I liked it. Bex hated it. The Star Wars nerd hated it. And I'm like, why? It was great. It set everything up, even with the PlayStation 2 controlling character that was in it. His graphics looked like it was in PS2. There were some scenes he looked real, then other scenes was like, nah,
he just creeped me out. He just creeped me out.
Yeah, I hated the CGI Tarkin in that film. Yeah, I think the first 2/3 of that film were really clunky. They kind of shoved you through different story beats, and like there was just it didn't really. I don't think it really kind of let you mesh with those characters and really invest yourself with those characters. But then when you get to that third act, when they get to Scarif. That is fantastic. That's easily among the best Star Wars that's ever been. And then, like, I can't tell you how hard my nerd boner was for that final shot of Vader in the ship when he's just killing dudes. That's one of those things in the theater where, like, when everybody's in the theater, like, everybody's applauding and hooting and hollering and like, oh my god, like you're freaking out. I'm getting goosebumps now thinking about it. I watched it again yesterday.
It's great. When we went to the cinema, like everyone kind of shut the fuck up, and it was amazing because it was a movie where everyone's going, "Oh yeah, go," and there's me being quiet. But as soon as it all went, because you know how it like goes dark first, and the sound of the air being vacuum sealed out goes like, everyone just shut up, and as soon as you heard the and the light came on and the lights go red, and you just see him there. Everyone just one person in the crowd just went, "Oh shit!" So everyone started laughing at this really vicious scene, but it was only because someone went, "Oh shit!" It was you.
That was me.
All right, Bex did it then. Bex was the one that went, "Oh shit!" But it made everyone laugh, and it was like one of those. Yep, I agree, because you would be looking, going, "I don't want to turn around right now, do I?" Vroom. Definitely don't want to turn around right now. I want to get out of here. I'm done.
It's the best thing about that scene, and it's not even the fact that, I mean, it's literally the Vader scene that we've all wanted since the moment we all first saw him on the screen.
Yep.
It's not even that. It's the fact that Edwards is still able to keep the tension going. Like, you know that they're going to Death Star plans off the ship. We've all seen A New Hope 1,000 times.
Yeah.
But you're still watching it and you still feel the tension of that scene. Like, that's the hallmark of a really great filmmaker, I think, for all of its failures. And Rogue One does have a lot of them, so I can understand why there's things about it that Bex wouldn't like. And yeah, I agree about Tarkin. I hated CG Tarkin.
Oh, it was creepy.
He was so creepy, those fucking dead eyes. But it's one of those things where, especially leading into the end of it, and especially as they're going through the base and as they're trying to get the plans and then they're trying to get them out of there, they kept that tension ratcheted up to where, like, if you're that person sitting in the audience, you're like, holy shit, like, are they going to get them out of there? And then they do, in the back of your head, but you're still like, I don't know how they're going to do this. I don't know how they're going to do this. And then they do it, and it's great, and it's so awesome. And then they hand it to cross-eyed CGI Leia on the ship at the end of the movie, and it was like, God damn it.
Yeah, that was a bit weird.
That was worse than Tarkin. Like, that one tiny shot of Leia, like, you could have kept her back turned to the camera. You didn't have to have her turn around.
Yeah.
God damn it. We all know who it was. We didn't need you to have her turn around and see her fucking dead, cross-eyed CG face.
I reckon with that movie, because obviously, that you know how it ends. It's like Titanic. You know how it ends. Yeah. And I think they like, basically, from what I experienced before we went into Rogue One, was a case of, I know how it ends. How do they explain this, and how do they explain this? That's all I wanted to know. And I have a feeling that's pretty much all the notes they had went, right, how are we going to make a movie which involves these three main things, and then have a 2-hour movie still to go around with it and all that kind of stuff. And
we involve Hannibal Lecter. That's how we do it.
Yes. And get him to do the little gap in it there. Because once again, it reminds me of that Family Guy joke, how's the Death Star? Yeah, it's pretty good. There's a 2-foot gap that could blow up the whole Death Star, but other than that, it's pretty good. Wait a minute, wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask. What's this 2-foot gap there? It's like Darth Stewie just going, go get quotes. We should cover that up. Just cover it up. Yeah.
I know it's probably the most ridiculous reason to not like it, but part of the reason why I don't like Rogue One is because I had hoped that at least one person would have survived from that entire debacle. Because you think about all the things that they did in it, and I loved, I didn't think much of the girl who was in the main character in the whole situation, but I loved the blind guy and his Samoan or island friend.
His gay bodyguard?
Because they were hilarious. I am the one and the force is with me. I love it. And I love the humour behind it. Like, I loved him. I was hoping that they would survive because, this blind guy, he puts a bag over his head. Are you kidding me? It's the hilarity behind they don't hold back. And there's not a huge amount of humour in the Star Wars films, but they really did integrate that into their bit, which made it more relatable, I think.
I loved Alan Tudyk's robot.
He stole the show. Yeah, K2SO was amazing.
K2SO, thank you, yeah. He was like, how would you... you were going to shoot me. I didn't. Okay, I'll go back to the ship. He's a great guy.
Why does she get a gun and I don't?
Yeah, no, he was absolutely fantastic. That's why I can't fully hate it, but I get where Bex is coming from, because I definitely like, and that was one of the things about the tension building is as they started killing them off, it was like, well, one of them's got to survive this somehow. Yes. Like one of them's definitely going to survive somehow. And then, of course, the rest of them are dead. And then the Death Star shows up and fires. And then you just see Jyn and Galen are just standing on the beach, and you're like, holy shit. And I didn't think that Disney would have the balls to do it. I really, really didn't think they'd have the balls to straight up just kill everyone off. But I think, what they're able to do, and they talk recurring about that theme of hope throughout the film. I really, really think that they're able to kind of take that and almost make it like a tangible thing that they're holding. Well, even literally with the Death Star plans when they're on the little disc, it's amazing because they're able to take that. And when I watched that movie, and the second I walked out of that movie, I was like, I want to go home and watch A New Hope now because of the perspective that it's now going to lend to that film. Yeah. Like, you've already seen it. Like, this, the first time you see the Death Star in A New Hope now, immediately you're going to kind of be taken back to the ending of Rogue One, or to any of the scenes in Rogue One where you already have seen this thing. You already know what it's capable of. It's an absolutely devastating weapon. And it's just like you immediately think of all those characters, and you're exactly right. Like characters like Donnie Yen's character that you absolutely loved that are now dead. And then you're like, those motherfuckers. And then they killed those guys off too. And then it's, that's the one thing is just what it now does to that viewing experience for A New Hope. And that's the thing I think they succeeded the best in, because it changes A New Hope permanently for the better. It completely makes it so much more of a personal film. It really invests you so much deeper in it because of that.
See, I agree with that because, as you said, the first time you watch A New Hope and you see the Death Star, you see it blow up, you go, holy crap, that planet went boom, that looks awesome. And then, Leia goes, that was my planet. You go, oh, people died, what a shame. Didn't meet them, don't care. Anyway, that was a good explosion. But now, when you've seen it, after you've seen it,